Let's learn some advanced idioms to help you sound more natural when you're having a conversation, more like a native speaker. And if you are someone who enjoys learning new idioms, building your vocabulary, please subscribe, turn on notifications. That way I can become your teacher. My name is Wes. The channel is Interactive English. It's all about helping you reach your fluency goals. So let's begin with an idiom that I like to use from time to time, and that is to cross that bridge when we come to it, or to cross that bridge when we get to it. It means to deal with a problem if and when it arises, and really an emphasis on the if and when, because basically what you're saying is that you're not going to stress out over a future problem because it might not ever occur. Instead, you're going to focus on the present and deal with issues as they come up. So let me give you some situations, and basically you could respond to these questions using this idiom. I could ask you, what do we do if our flight gets canceled tomorrow? That's a problem in the future. You don't want to deal with it now, so you could say, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Or perhaps during a negotiation, I ask you, what do we do if they don't accept our offer? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Or perhaps we're trying to build something, and I say, what's going to happen if we do not get the building permits? Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we're going to deal with these issues in the future if they actually happen. Here is a fun little comic using this idiom saying, "Hi, I'm that bridge you said you'd cross when you came to it." And in this case, yeah, you might want to avoid that bridge.
If he doesn't have that bullet removed?
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
That's like step 37, and we're still on step 4. Cross that bridge when we get there.
We shake hands and forget all this ever happened.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Then there's to get the short end of the stick. This means to be treated unfairly or to get the worst outcome. So let's say that in a group, everybody has to do a household chore. And one of those chores, cleaning the toilet, is not one that anybody really wants to do. So let's say that the person chosen for that task feels like, well, it was an unfair process, they got the worst outcome. That person could say, I really got the short end of the stick. So this idiom originates from the practice of drawing straws or drawing sticks. You hold them out, people choose, and whoever gets the shortest stick or shortest straw has to do the undesirable task. So in that case, it really means what it says. Let's have a look at some video examples.
You're gonna get the short end of the stick.
I don't understand what that means. Are you talking about money? Because I don't care about money.
No, it's not just money, it's time too.
Just makes me sick watching him do his number on my cousin.
He's the one getting the short end of the stick, letting somebody like you get away.
The truth? Allison gets the short end of the attention stick around here.
In what way?
Now, when it comes to improving your fluency, building your vocabulary, and developing your speaking skills, I don't want you to get the short end of the stick. I want you to succeed. And if you want to practice and improve your speaking fluency, you can join my speaking course. It's all about helping you speak confidently, speak clearly, and speak naturally. Each week, there is a different speaking topic. You will learn vocabulary related to that topic, and you're going to practice your speaking skills with a variety of engaging speaking activities. So click on the link down below if you'd like to join or learn more about the course, and I just hope to speak to you soon. Let's continue with our next idiom, which I think is a fun one, but it's not a good thing, and that is to throw someone under the bus. It means to blame, betray, or abandon a person for selfish reasons. And I think we can all relate to this idiom. I think about my family. I have a little girl and a baby boy, and let's say we're eating at the dinner table and I find some food on the floor. I might say, hey, what happened? Why is this food on the floor? And my little girl, Emmy, she's very quick to throw Luca under the bus. It wasn't me, it was him. He's the one that did it, and she'll throw him under the bus. Now, you could use it in a more playful situation like that, but I think often people will use this in a more serious situation. I got fired from my job because my colleague threw me under the bus. Or my girlfriend broke up with me because a close friend, they threw me under the bus. Here are some funny jokes using this idiom in context. Beware, karma drives the bus you just threw me under. So in this case, what goes around comes around. I hope the bus you threw me under swerves to hit you on the sidewalk. And you must have excelled at the throw people under the bus course in college.
Anybody find out about this? I'm throwing you under the bus.
Are you telling me that if I throw you under the bus, you can drag me with you? You put your interests above mine, and I'm just putting mine back up next to yours. Rehired.
Husband and wife are supposed to help each other, not throw each other under the bus.
Besides, you had it coming for throwing me under the bus like that.
It's not my first rodeo. This is our next idiom, and you're going to use this to refer to a situation that someone has been in before. And really, you're going to end up using it as a standalone statement, and you're reassuring the other person that you do have experience. So the context in which you would use this idiom would be if someone's talking to you like you don't know what you're doing. You've never done this before, you don't have experience, and you want to let that person know, I do have experience, it's not my first rodeo. So generally, it implies that you've done this thing several times before, or you actually have quite a bit of experience when you say to someone, it's not my first rodeo. To follow up on the idea that the person actually does have quite a bit of experience, here's a fun joke. I didn't realize I was supposed to know how to do everything by my second rodeo. Seems like a very low amount of rodeos.
And sunscreen.
You are organized.
Not my first rodeo.
I'm running ops here. Understood?
Not my first rodeo.
Don't forget to support his head.
I will. It's not my first rodeo. Oh, I can't wait to take him to his first rodeo.
Let's call a spade a spade. This means to speak honestly and directly about something, even if it's unpleasant or embarrassing. So that last part is key when trying to understand how and when to use this idiom. Let's say that there is a topic that people are trying to avoid discussing, like criticizing your boss. It could get you in trouble. But you're going to do it anyway, and you're going to let people know that you're being honest. Our boss is incompetent. I'm just calling a spade a spade. So you use this idiom to highlight the fact that you're being honest, you're being direct when you call a spade a spade.
I investigate. You dig holes. All right, I dig holes.
That's just calling a spade, isn't it?
I'm all for living life, but this is the Geller's 35th anniversary. Okay, call a spade a spade. This party stinks.
You still have too many side effects from the procedures.
Experiments. Let's call a spade a spade.
To throw down the gauntlet. I love it. This just means to issue a challenge. So instead of telling someone, I have a challenge for you, you can say, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. In case you're wondering, gauntlet, this is really a medieval word. It's an armored glove, and people would throw it down, and then they might start fighting. If you want a more recent example, Thanos had a gauntlet in the Avengers in order to hold the Infinity Stones. Now, I am going to throw down the gauntlet right now, because I don't think you're capable of subscribing to the channel. All you have to do is click on that subscribe button, but I don't think you can do it. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Let's see if you can do that. And of course, I'm just trying to trick you into subscribing, but still, it's a good example.
So I'm gonna write my own story. Yeah, that's right. I'm throwing down the gauntlet, baby.
The training wheels are coming off, people. I'm throwing down the gauntlet today.
Full power to shields.
Full power, sir.
Well, we've thrown down the gauntlet.
The next idiom is toe the line. This means to do what you're expected to do without upsetting anyone. And this is a great idiom that you can use in a work context because let's say you're supposed to follow a policy, or maybe just follow your boss's instructions, or maybe even follow what your colleagues are supposed to do. And in that case, you could say you're just trying to toe the line. You don't want to upset anyone, you're towing the line. Here are some news headlines to give you a bit more context. Sneaker loafers, a hot new shoe trend, toe the line between fashionable and geriatric. This is kind of a funny headline because geriatric refers to older people. 5 contagious country songs that perfectly toe the line between funny and serious. Trump administration knew Gabbard wasn't going to toe the line at Iran briefing. Here are some more examples.
So I would really like my job back as well. I'll toe the line.
We all agreed to our version of the story, so somebody isn't towing the line.
Yeah, well, I'm the chief now, and everyone's gotta line up behind me, toe the line.
Then we have off the cuff. Simply put, it just means without preparation. So basically, you might do something off the cuff, and in this case, it's really just an adverb phrase. You could speak off the cuff, or give a presentation off the cuff, or make a decision off the cuff. You may also use this as an adjective as well, an off-the-cuff response, or an off-the-cuff comment, or an off-the-cuff critique. Interestingly, this phrase is believed to have originated from people writing notes on their shirt cuffs for a quick reference, typically done by speakers or actors.
Sure that you don't have anything to say about me being friends with one.
Nothing off the cuff. What I do have is a prepared statement.
I had to use my own words.
An off-the-cuff emotional speech? Even Lincoln has to write his down.
Take a last bow enough. Make it seem more off the cuff.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. And when somebody mentions this idiom, the elephant in the room, they're really referring to an obvious problem that everyone ignores. And I think we can all relate to this idiom when thinking about problems that we don't want to talk about, we're trying to ignore. I just thought these pictures were funny if referring to a work situation that is obvious, and yeah, nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room. Or even a personal relationship. People have problems and they're trying to ignore the obvious and they don't want to address the elephant in the room. The next thing I want to say about this idiom, something that I kind of just mentioned, is it's often used with specific verbs to talk about the elephant in the room or to address the elephant in the room. I could say, well, just telling you directly, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Or no one wants to address the elephant in the room. Here are some more examples.
But I think we should probably talk about the elephant in the room.
I think it's time we address the elephant in the room.
We're all up. You want to talk about the elephant in the room?
No, I don't. I don't even know why you brought that thing.
I mean the figurative elephant.
To go down in flames. This just means to fail spectacularly. And this is a great idiom whenever you want to add emphasis and descriptively say that something failed miserably. He tried to give a presentation off the cuff, but his presentation went down in flames as soon as he started speaking. And you can use this idiom to talk about relationships that fail, business ventures that fail, pretty much anything. And if you don't believe me, you can just listen to the following songs. Ella Voss, Down in Flames. Three Doors Down, Going Down in Flames. Reliant K, Down in Flames. My point is there are many songs using this idiom to go down in flames.
Gotta hand it to you, Roy. You go down in flames.
This whole enterprise is going down in flames.
If we're going down, at least we're going down in flames.
Actually, I saved you. Seriously, man, you were going down in flames. Trust me, I know.
Then we have the idiom up in the air. This just means uncertain or unresolved. And often you're going to hear people use this, or you can use this when talking about future plans. I could say, our vacation plans are still up in the air because we haven't booked our flights yet. Or the future of the project is up in the air until the board makes a final decision. I hope that your plan to hit the like button is not up in the air. This should be certain, definite. Hopefully you have already done it.
I guess my plans are a little up in the air.
Who it is and if he's actually an insider at the White House, that's up in the air.
I do have some stress with regard to the future of my business. Certain things are still up in the air at this time.
Then there's to move the goalpost. This is to change the rules unfairly during a process. So let's say that I tell you, if you learn 5 of the idioms in this lesson by the end of the month, I will buy you a plane. I don't know why I just thought of that, but okay, let's say I'm going to buy you a plane. You got to learn 5 idioms. And the 1 week goes by. And then I tell you, okay, I want you to learn 10 of these idioms, and you have to know all 10. And you say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to get that plane. And then another week goes by, and I say, okay, now I just want you to know all of the idioms in this lesson. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. And then once we get to the end of the month, I tell you, I want you to learn every single English idiom in existence, which is, well, incredibly difficult. So what I keep doing is moving the goalpost, and I'm changing the conditions, and in that case, it's really unfair to you. So I think, again, this happens quite often when somebody establishes certain conditions and you're trying to achieve the goal. But as those conditions change, that's when you can use this idiom and say that someone is moving the goalpost. This idiom comes from sports. Soccer, football, there are goalposts. And if somebody's moving them, it becomes more difficult to score, which is the goal that you want to achieve, to move the goalpost.
Time for the final exam. A gentleman's duel.
Really feels like you're moving the goalpost.
She's a big dinner tease.
No, I am not. I am not.
Yes. She keeps moving the goalposts.
Then we have the idiom to jump through hoops. This means to do a complicated or annoying series of things in order to get or achieve something. So I'm from the US, but I live abroad with my family, and because of that, we always have to do immigration stuff. Like I have to get a residency card, and when I was doing that, I constantly felt like I had to jump through hoops. One hoop after another, and it was very frustrating and annoying. To help you better understand this idiom, here are some more news headlines. You may not have to jump through hoops to cancel subscriptions anymore. This can be very annoying and something that I think we can all relate to. American Airlines customer says the company made her mom jump through hoops to inherit her late dad's frequent flyer miles. Don't get me started on these airlines. They constantly make you jump through hoops to do things. And finally, I'm disabled and homeless, yet I'm constantly forced to jump through hoops to prove I need support. Here are some more examples.
I was on my way, jumping through hoops, kissing the proper behinds, tending to all the non-chemistry that one finds oneself occupied by.
A lot has changed since y'all left, okay? You have to jump through some hoops. And the new foreman is here.
You'll forgive us if we're not really in the mood to jump through too many hoops. For a cat.
The next idiom I have for you is to shoot yourself in the foot. This means to do something that causes your own failure. And basically the idiom means what it says. You hurt yourself. It's often accidental. You don't mean to shoot yourself in the foot. It just happens. Let me share with you times when I have shot myself in the foot. So I have shot myself in the foot when I bought a stock and then it crashed. And unfortunately, I've shot myself in the foot more than once. I have shot myself in the foot when I arrived super late for a job interview. And just so you know, I did not get that job. I have shot myself in the foot when I told my wife that I forgot her birthday. And that's not true. That's just an example. If that did happen, I would really be shooting myself in the foot.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot like this.
Your foot. And you're holding the gun.
Biker. I'm an idiot.
Boy, you guys just keep shooting yourself in the foot.
But you know what? I'm done with all that. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot anymore.
I knew this moment was coming. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are you going to watch another lesson or are you going to leave? Now, if your immediate plans are up in the air, let me try to convince you. I think you should watch another lesson because I don't want you to forget these idioms. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. And this is the challenge that I'm going to issue. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I want you to keep watching more of these lessons. I'm not going to make you jump through hoops. I think you will definitely learn new things because I like to think that I'm good at this. It's not my first rodeo. And if you enjoyed this lesson and learned something new, you can let me know by hitting that like button. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So long.